Hello, everyone. Welcome back for episode 28 of the Gilded City. Hope you're all excited to see the continuing adventures. Thank you again for checking out the channel. Go ahead and give us a like if you like this video. Leave us a comment about your favorite parts and subscribe to the channel. We've seen some great growth of the channel recently, and we would love to keep on growing the channel. If you want to stay up to date on all of our stuff, follow us on social media at Rollers Guild DND on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As well as we do have a podcast version of this show. So if you would rather listen to our shenanigans rather than see our beautiful faces, or if your schedule just means that a podcast is going to be easier for you, either way, don't forget to check out the podcast. Links are in the description always for that. But I think that's where I think we're good. I don't think we have any other things to talk about now. So we'll go ahead and get started. Huh? Thank you. We'll go ahead and get started with the episode. Last time, during the party's investigation into Mistralith Railways, they discovered that the company had just a bunch of animals that they had smuggled out of the nearby national forest and into the city, and they were keeping them in cages in a warehouse in the railway depot. The party started to break them and their caretaker, a treant named Pinestride, out of their cages, as well as gathering photographic evidence of what was going on here. However, they were interrupted by a mysterious figure wearing sort of a plague doctor style outfit, who unleashed just a massive horde of zombies on the party. The party fought through this swarm of zombies. They were able to defeat all of them and escaped the train yard with the captured animals and Pinestride, leaving chaos in their wake. After escaping the train yard and through the edge of the city, they broke out into sort of farmland around the city where they parted ways with Pinestride and the animals. After that escape, the party decided to camp out before making their way back into town. But Penny shared some concerns she had about the Watchful Order potentially watching her and her house. And she was worried about the safety of her father overnight. After arranging for her father to be moved to Artemis's home, the party went to sleep under some trees at the edge of a farmer's field. So, it's now the next morning. You all eventually start coming to consciousness. Some of you more sore than others. I would say, Artemis, Octavia, Janara, y'all are used to sleeping in nice beds and you just spent the night sleeping on the ground.
No. Joyce has made me go outside and survive on my own.
Fair enough. So Janara, you don't feel too bad. Octavia, Artemis, definitely sore the next morning. I would say Penny, probably not as sore, but still pretty sore because she's at least used to sleeping in a bed even if she's not used to sleeping in like a super nice bed. Bowen, this is no different than normal for you.
4 walls.
Right, yeah.
I mean, technically one wall. It's a dome.
One
It's a
dome.
dome. One wall.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Matt. Just totally breaking my role play. Thanks. Wow.
So that was Artemis saying one wall.
Keeping you real. I don't want you to think you're going up too high in society. Only one wall.
Yeah, but you wake up the morning of the 29th.
What's for breakfast? Chili.
We don't have food.
Well, we're camping. Someone has food. Come on, Bowman.
Wanna go
You always
kill
have things.
something? We could go hunt. I've never gone hunting, but we could go hunt.
Oh, it's fun. They give you horses and you chase a fox around.
I don't think.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's gonna happen this time.
All right, we had our
no.
little camping experience. We're done camping, everyone. Let's pack up
We don't have to.
the dome. Some
Well,
of
it
us-
actually should be... And it goes down.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's done now. Oh, that's cold. Oh,
Ben,
Yeah,
can I do a nature check to forage for food?
I mean, you're right next to a wheat field, but go for it. Yeah, make a nature check to see if you can, or survival technically.
Okay, that's not gonna be much better. Oh, that was an 11.
Bowman has many skills gained from a long, full, tumultuous life. He's never, like, gotten wheat grains off of a full wheat stalk before. So Bowman, you like wander like down the hill because you're on like a small hill with some trees at the edge of this farm. You like wander down the hill to this wheat field and you just like rip off like a section of one of the plants and like bring it over.
I dig around and Nick sticks around in her pockets and pulls out like a fairly decent sized chunk of jerky, but it definitely has like lint and hairs stuck to it. And I
For
offer it
flavor.
to Artemis. Yeah,
what does it smell like?
jerky.
Yeah.
Ooh, is Artemis? Maybe. Yeah, he said jerky. I will accept it and say, great. Let's prepare this. Someone get a like fire? Can we cook?
It is cooked.
I know, but like, you know, to warm it up and burn off whatever's
Yeah,
on
I
it.
actually brought my pan and furnace oven and
Penny
spatula.
Crosswell,
It's
this
actually
is
in
why
my
we
bag.
keep you
Penny, you don't
around.
have to be a dick about it.
Okay, listen, I'm under a lot of stress right now. And Artemis is expecting a continental breakfast, even though we slept in the middle of the field, which I
Ooh.
didn't even want to do in the first place.
We
Go
didn't really
see
have
how
a
your
choice.
dad is, maybe.
Hmm?
Should we maybe head in the
Go.
direction of Artemis's abode to see how your father's?
What a great idea, Janara. I didn't even
doing.
think about that. That's a good idea. I didn't even think that we should go talk to my dad since he was probably almost murdered last night, or at least in danger.
Artemis,
Great
just walk and eat. Just walk and eat.
Do
Uh,
that?
yeah, with that, you all pick yourselves up, dust off your clothes, which are, I'm sure, covered in grass and leaves and whatnot, and begin the long trek back into city.
So how are we going to like enter the city? We're just gonna walk in the gate,
Probably take
all
our
of us
masks off.
suddenly appearing.
We slept in our masks.
I didn't even think
Did we
about
go
that.
through a gate to exit?
No, I mean it's a modern city, so there's not like walls and gates around it. But it would probably be less suspicious if you enter via road than if you just like
Went back through the train yard.
randomly like walked into somebody's backyard.
Do we
Maybe we can
see
get
a road?
There's probably one near the farmhouse.
Yeah.
Can I use my disguise kit to just make us all look like we haven't been sleeping outside overnight?
I would say that's a fairly easy difficulty check. So yeah, go ahead and make a
You
roll.
take your disguise out. It's just a little broom.
What am I?
It's a brush.
Yeah.
It's a little-
I'll say for this one, go ahead and do D20 plus proficiency plus we'll say wisdom to get a good like blend of makeup to make it look a little less like you just spent the night roughing it.
To be fair, Nyx, when she wakes up in the morning, pretty much always she's like Anna in Frozen when she like wakes up and her hair is all
Oh, sure.
over the place.
Sure.
That's
D20
horrible.
plus proficiency
That's the
plus
second
my
Frozen
wisdom.
reference.
Yes.
Okay, I rolled really terribly, so 13.
13. It's all right. You know, you managed to at the very least, as long as nobody looks too closely, y'all are just a group of people walking into town. Yeah, if somebody's looking for a road, somebody can make a perception check to find a road. Go for it.
I'll take a look. Perceive. Oh, not good.
I got a 6.
7.
Neither of you see one nearby, but it would make sense that if you started heading in the direction of Waterdeep, you would eventually find a road.
Do we think the farmer has anything he could like lend us, like a cart?
What are you gonna do? Hi,
Some horses?
I broke into your land. Can I have a cart, please?
No, we don't mention that part. We're
Well,
travelers.
Danny's not even out here to drive it. So what would we do?
I give it to you. You drive for him all the time anyway.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
We'd get back a little sooner,
We'd also be taking
other
a
than just
horse.
giving our feet a bunch of blisters.
We also provide a witness that saw 6 people near the break-in of the warehouse the day after it happened.
Oh.
I think we should just start walking back to
Ugh.
Waterdeep.
All right.
All right.
Artemis, you're welcome to stay. You can just stay where you are. That's fine.
Did something happen outside of the warehouse? Is everything okay between the two of you?
Did something? Matt's trying to remember if something happened.
I don't
No,
think
we
so.
I
should.
believe-
We talked about a lot of great things.
We had a good, I think we had good, like we had a moment we talked, we shared information.
I hulked out.
We shared.
Penny
You
was
grabbed my
quite
hand and told me
flattered.
not to fall in love with you.
Stands, by the way.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Because I was really worried. That was top on my
Hey,
list of worries is falling
honestly.
in love with Artemis Brightshield. It wasn't, family being watched by the watchful order, house about to be bulldozed because they want the property. You're working for a secret covert group that you never wanted to be a part of. Your entire life is in the hands of 5 strangers who are frankly don't have a great reputation. All of those, nothing.
I
Look,
will
Rebecca
say-
Stan, my reputation is quite excellent.
I don't
Only
know what
one of
that
us,
is.
as far as we know, I stare at Bowman, has been in jail.
Which is you.
Yeah, but that's only one out of the 5 of us. So
Bowman's just gonna start walking.
Yeah, you all trek into town. Are you all going to Artemis's house or are splitting up?
This is not a weekend, right?
Nope, this is the 29th. You have work
I
to do.
gotta get back to work.
yeah,
In
I got to work.
fact, it is
We're late.
You're fucking late.
you're definitely gonna be late to work.
Oh, I know. There's gonna be
You
some
guys are running,
there's
boy.
gonna be some deception and persuasion rolls.
Wait,
okay.
I'm gonna
And
jog up to
stealth.
Bowman.
Okay.
Wait, Bowman, wait for me. Hi.
What?
Hey. I was thinking, and I know my asshole of a brother said it, but I just got to thinking about it. And this whole you having to go off and be all manly and at the docks all the time, especially now that we know, well, now that we all know, that it's not really for the best person. like, is that something you still want to be doing? Because, I mean, we could very easily have you, and I know you don't jump too soon at the opportunity here, but you could work for Brightshield Vintage, for the new building, for me, and then no one's gonna wonder if we're walking around together, or seen together, becoming best friends and sharing all of our secrets together. It'll just be natural.
Artemis,
His fingers are like crossed behind his back a little bit. So hopeful.
I
Like bouncing.
A little bit.
no.
He stops bouncing.
Just keeps
All right.
walking.
I guess I'll wait for everyone else to catch up and then I'll start walking again.
Yeah. Yeah, you all eventually make it back into town. Bowman and Nyx are both going to work. Presumably Artemis is going to take Penny to his house to reunite with her father. Jannar, are you going with them or do you have other plans?
I'm going with them.
Okay, Octavia, are you going with them or do you have other plans?
I want to go home.
Okay. You want to go home. I will quickly remind you that you do have to develop your photos at some point too, but
Yes, that's kind of why I want to go home.
perfect. So you make your way home. Yeah. Great. The rest of you make your way. Bowman, we'll go ahead and start with you. By the time you arrive at work, you are several hours late. You see your crew like work. You can like spot the crew that you usually work with in the yard. Are you gonna try to just play cool and walk over to them? Like what's your plan here?
Oh, I'm gonna roll stealth and deception. I want to act like I'm there the entire time.
Okay, go ahead. We'll call this actually a stealth check, but using your charisma instead of dexterity. So kind of combining those two into one check. So
Just my charisma modifier.
unless you're proficient in stealth.
I am not. Okay, that was a 17.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way across the yard. You just join your join your coworkers. Ven looks up and he was like, hey, Bowman.
Hey, man, how's it going? We gotta get this stuff pretty going. We're running a little behind right now.
They look at each other and just, yeah, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll to see if your supervisor has noticed this. 17 is the number that I need to beat.
Yep.
I rolled exactly a 17.
Oh, fuck.
You and your coworkers begin moving a crate when Rig comes over and says, well, Bowman, nice of you to join us today.
Brig, I've been here since, what, 5
No.
minutes?
I watched you stroll into this yard.
I'm sorry. You know how many conversations we've had about where we can go to the bathroom? I'm not going to take a piss on the docks. I have to go out there, you know.
Bowman, as we discussed, we've noticed a pattern in your attendance here.
I don't think that was discussed. I think you told me that, and you just assumed that that was the way it's supposed to be.
Bowman, I gave you. Oh, I frankly was going to fire you last time, and somehow I got talked into allowing you to keep your job.
Yep. I remember that. That's why I was here the entire time.
You were not here the entire time. I know you were not here the entire time. Stop trying to pull one over on me. You've got a couple options, Bowman. You can either accept my frankly generous offer to just leave, since apparently you don't want to be here anyway, or we can take this to the boss.
Is the boss here today?
Boss can be here whenever he needs to be here.
Good to know. This is a really tough decision. Ooh, a severance package, is that a thing?
What do you think?
So no. Okay. Rig. Wonderful to work with you. It's been great. It really has been. Fuck off. And Bowman's just gonna walk off. Bowman also wants to see if his friends will walk off with him.
Okay, what are you gonna say to your friends to get them to try to walk off with you?
Drinks at the pub? Let's go. Right now.
Make a persuasion check.
10 a.m.
Yeah, what? Oh, yes. Persuasion. Oh, that was a 23.
But just saying drinks at the pub?
This is
Bowman's got sway.
this is Darnick, this is Stu, and this is Vin. All right, we've been friends for a long
boys.
time.
It's
Yeah.
their jobs.
Yeah. If
Vin,
you will,
okay, this whole thing started out with Vin being like, "Hey, we should unionize."
Yep.
So
Oh,
I
that
was
is
just
true.
about to bring that up.
Man.
Vin says, I could go for a drink. Stu's like, same here, Bowman. And Darnick just sort of shrugs. They all drop the crate and they follow you out. As Rig calls after you, good riddance! You won't work in this town. You won't find another job in this town anyway.
When he does that, I'm gonna do dreadful aspect. Can he make a wisdom saving throw for me? Or 15?
That's a natural one.
Great. He's terrified of me. So Bowman just looks back, and I want him just to remember how scared he is.
Yeah, as you look back at him, you're like, only to him, your whole visage like changes, becoming like monstrous with like these evil, like glowing eyes. And he like scrambles back. He does a double take, and then you just look normal to him again, and he just scrambles off to supervise other employees. As the four of you head over to Stevedore Stein's.
first round's on me, boys.
Darnick's like, I can't believe we got out of that job without being eaten by a fucking dragon.
You know, it was honestly impressive the fact that that did not happen. We were really good at our jobs. We were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants mostly.
Vin's like, I don't know about you boys, but now that we got out of there safely, well, I heard Bloodkeith Textiles is unionized.
Yeah. Honestly, I've heard that good things, I guess.
Great. Yeah, you all make your way off to the bar.
The rest of this campaign is us creating job opportunities for Bowman and Nyx. Just bouncing from place to place until we find the right fit.
Great. Artemis, Penny, and Janara, the three of you arrive at Artemis's townhome. Very nice townhome. As you approach the door, Artemis, you have keys. You were able to unlock the door and get inside.
Welcome. A couple house rules. First of all, drinks are required. You get to choose what drinks, but they are required. And
as you're
you
saying
can either
this,
have your shoes on or off.
as you're saying this, Freedom comes over. She looks exhausted. Oh, what a night. Penny, I think your dad finally fell asleep. couple hours ago in one of the rooms upstairs if you want to go check on him.
Thank you. I owe you all my next 10 paychecks, my first 10 kids. It's going to be okay because
Penny,
I'm
you don't-
planning on having 12. So,
Penny.
but I owe you everything. Anything you want, name
Penny.
it. I will give it to you.
Penny, it's okay.
I really appreciate it.
I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help.
Thank you.
Artemis, Janara, while Penny goes and checks on her father, I'd wonder if the two of you would join me in the sitting room for a moment.
Absolutely. What kind of drink would you like?
Sitting room, amazing.
Yeah, it's
Whatever
very
you
nice.
have.
Freedom invites Artie to his own sitting
Yeah.
room.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, she might have spent more time in this house than me at this point.
yeah. Yeah, Penny, you make your way upstairs to find the room your father is sleeping in. Artemis and Janara, you go into the sitting room with Freedom. Artemis, what drink do you pull out to share?
You know what Freedom looks like? She's about to tell a hell of a story. Looking real rough. We called her last moment. We might have messed things up for her a little bit at the rail yard, so we're gonna pull out a good year.
Okay.
Just a good year of Brightshield.
Yeah.
Not top shelf, but you know, it's up there.
Yeah, you pour everybody a nice glass of quality Brightshield vintage.
I do not hand it out yet. It must aerate. I learned my lesson. I do not hand it to Janara yet, because she did not drink it correctly last time.
Fair enough. You hold on to the wine until it aerates long enough.
You didn't wait
Oh,
long enough.
right. I remember.
Freedom sort of collapses in an armchair. She rubs the broken off tip from one of her horns, rubbing an old wound, basically. She's like, okay. So, well, here. And she throws a copy of the Waterdeep Post down onto a table in the center of the table. The Waterdeep Post is the Waterdeep Times competitor paper. And they tend to have a bent in favor of the Purity Coalition and big business and that sort of thing. It is the morning edition, and the headline reads, "Chaos in Undercliff." I am sending the article to the group chat.
This is probably us.
All of you would be able to see this article at some point today. But as you look over it now, you see the article begins with late last night, citizens living in the Undercliff ward were awoken by the sounds of wild animals and gunfire coming from the Mistralith Railway's main depot. A dangerous group of masked vigilantes had released dangerous wild animals in the train yard, and the Zentaran private security working the premises were drawn into a deadly conflict. The article goes on, continuing to be something of a pro-Mistralith Railways article. In particular, you pick up the fact that Theala Mistralith, who is interviewed in this article, blames the animals in the yard on the opposition for the litigation over Crypt Garden National Forest. That this was a group of radical eco-terrorists who were trying to make her look bad.
She's not wrong there.
In particular, she uses the phrase, "There is no doubt in my mind that this was a false flag operation by our opposition intended to unjustly affect the legal proceedings my company is involved in. Rest assured that my company will conduct a thorough internal investigation into how this happened." Additionally, we will work alongside the Watchful Order to determine if the vigilantes responsible for these events committed any magical crimes, as I suspect they did. So, this is and like I said, you can read the whole thing if you so desire, and I'll throw the whole thing up for those of you at home to read as well. But after you've had a minute to read this article, by which time the wine has aerated sufficiently, so Artemis, you're able to pass out the glasses. Freedom says, so they're taking a little bit more of a proactive approach this time, not trying to play it cool. I take it that you did not smuggle animals in and then release them. I take it the animals are already there.
Animals
Correct.
were already there.
They were already there, imprisoned, taken
Yeah.
from the forest, and there was a really big tree, and it was frankly very thrilling, this jailbreak. And but there was a lot of. Actually, this is a point I don't know. When did the zombies come into play?
Railway workers.
This guy showed up in some sort of like plague doctor getup, and he like snapped his fingers, and a bunch of the railway workers were reanimated into zombies, and we had to kill them all.
There were dead railway workers there too.
Oh, there was a lot of them, and all the animals were also in really rough shape.
Did you get any?
Davia got some pictures.
We got a lot of pictures. We didn't get a picture of the reanimated bodies, but we got pictures of everything that happened beforehand. And Octavia is going right now to develop all her pictures.
Okay, hopefully those will give us what we need. This is troubling, to say the least. Obviously, I was hoping we could keep the involvement of U6 flying under the radar of the general public as long as possible.
I mean, Masked Vigilantes sounds kind of like a cool name.
I suppose it's at least accurate as to what you are and what you're doing. Anyway, it was a long night. I went to get Penny's father. He was not in any, there were no Watchful Order agents like there at the house
Okay.
when I arrived. But, obviously he had questions and concerns about a strange woman he'd never seen before, telling him that for his safety he needs to leave his home for the night and stay at a stranger's house.
Yeah, I'm sure Penny's having an interesting conversation as we speak.
Yes, I'm sure she is. And with that, we're going to cut upstairs to Penny. Penny, you
That
make
was a
it
great segue.
to Artemis's guest room, or one of Artemis's spare rooms.
Oh my god, one of them.
Yeah.
He doesn't live in a massive townhome, but it's big enough that he has a couple of spare rooms.
He has only one person.
Yeah. You open the door. Your father is asleep in the bed there, though clearly does not look like he is sleeping well. He's like turning a little bit, and as you open the door, he starts and looks up. Penny?
Dad, what about this place? Am I right? Gorgeous.
What's going on?
Okay, listen.
Who's
all-
the woman who brought me here last night? Why did she?
I understand you have a lot of questions, and I will answer them. Definitely. But are you okay? Like, I'm understanding you're confused and stuff, but physically, are you okay?
I'm
No one
fine.
tried to come try to kill you last night,
No,
or like
why would anybody try to come and
leave
kill
a
me?
horse head in your bed or something?
No.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Listen, I think we need to talk about something. Okay. So the woman that came to see you, I don't know if I can tell you her name now that I'm thinking about it. It's fine though. She's fine. Did she say her name?
She called herself Freedom.
Okay, great. Yeah. So it's Freedom. I work with Freedom sometimes with the article that I've been working on with Octavia. Sometimes she gives me tips for things that we're looking into, but I gotta be completely honest. I think Octavia and I are a little over our heads with this article. We've been dealing with some stuff with the Watchful Order, and I pissed off the Black Staff in my last article, and I reason to believe that she's not too happy about that. So with the Watchful Order agents that have been coming to our house trying to buy it back for the campus they're making, and then also the fact that I pissed her off, I just kind of got super nervous that they were going to come after you, and I wasn't going to be home last night because I was working on the article, and I just think maybe it would be great if we could find you a place to stay until I know that this is all kind of blown over.
Hang on, though. I mean, aren't the Watchful Order law enforcement? Why would they do anything like that?
Dad, that's like super privileged of you to say. I totally get it. Like, I used to think the same way, but I'm also starting to think that they never actually gave a shit about any of us. And that's kind of something that we need to process together in our particular position, being middle class people. But that's something that we can unpack like a different time. That's not for like today. Today we're probably just gonna rest, right? So yeah.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion. That's a 4.
Hang on. We fought so hard to save that house, and now you're telling me that you want to drop me off somewhere else? I'm still your father. You're yeah. You can't just tell me, hey, I'm gonna just drop you off at like dad daycare and have them watch me, and
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I totally get it. I understand. I am your daughter and I can't tell you what to do. Listen, Dad, when we say we saved the house, I saved the house, right? I saved the house. So I saved the house. And it kills me. The fact that I cannot rest easy and be happy that my family is safe and comfortable in our house, because there is nothing more I want to do than live in Mom's old house and be happy and safe, right? So me more than anyone is pissed the fuck off about this, that they are literally making it so I played their stupid game and I paid off the house and they're still coming after us. And it sucks, okay? And if you want to live in that house because you're super proud, that's fine. Your death is on your own hands, Dad, okay? I am trying to make it so we are safe, okay? And if you don't want to live in this fancy townhome, which also I don't think you can live here because I'd have to talk to the person that owns this house. And I feel like he would like force me to go camping with him, or like, I don't know, in order to do this, and we'll figure it out. But just trust me. Just trust me. And if you don't trust me, fine, whatever. I don't care. I do actually care a lot, but
I'm gonna say there was enough in there that I'm actually gonna call this an intimidation check.
Oh my god, go camping with me.
That was a 9.
A 9? Oh,
I have terrible rolls.
so unfortunate.
Unless you want to give me advantage, because that was a really good speech.
I'll allow it.
Thank you, Sam.
Artemis gives bardic inspiration
Um,
from the first floor.
Your father says, Penny, I think you're just exaggerating things. You have a tendency to do that. I appreciate that you're concerned about me, but we saved the house, and I don't know what you're involved in. Probably more than you should be. The paper maybe pushed you too far too quickly, but that's a conversation for another time. For now, I'm just going to say I don't appreciate being woken up in the middle of the night by a stranger who says she's friends with my daughter, dragged to a place that I don't know, being told, okay, you have to stay here tonight. Penny will come and talk to you tomorrow. And I didn't know what was happening. I was worried all night. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about our house. But I don't think there's some grand conspiracy to get rid of us.
Yeah. You're right. I'm probably exaggerating, Dad. I'm sorry that I woke you up in the middle of the night and moved you to a safe house. I'm sure it's going to be fine.
You tell me what you're aiming for here with that.
Penny's mad. She can go back to the house. That's fine.
Okay. Great. Your father sort of picks up on your attitudes like,
I'm really sorry, Dad, that me caring about your safety has been such an inconvenience to you.
You know what? You're not too old to be grounded.
Oh
We're
shit.
going home.
Oh, hell yeah.
No. I am most certainly too old to be grounded. What does that mean? I have a job.
You're still 19 and you live in my home.
Your home. Dad, how much money did you and Mom spend on the house in total throughout the years?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Holy shit.
It might be interesting to look into that because I think it might be my house.
All right. Zuzu, I need you.
Here in the Rollers Guild, we promote happy, healthy relationships with our families.
Penny said you will not say I'm overreacting because then I'll overreact.
Penny
said, my house, my rules.
Penny, I will give you a choice. You can pick between persuasion and intimidation, and you can roll this final check with advantage.
Okay, I have +0 on both, so
Am I nearby?
You're
Maybe
downstairs.
it's luck.
We're
17.
having great wine.
Huh?
17.
17. Your father's kind of taken aback by that. What? You can't speak to me that way. I'm your father. And he just like pushes you out of the room and closes the door.
She's just gonna stomp downstairs to wherever
Penny.
Freedom is. Hi,
How's everything going?
we're having wine. Wonderful. I'll have 2.
Freedom's
I'll
like,
hand her my flask. One of my many flasks.
Great. Freedom's like, seems like that went. It seems like that went the way that it went.
It went great. It went real well. I think we're fine. I think we're really, really good as far as father-daughter relationships go.
Nice.
Yeah.
You were worried.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
was. Yeah, I'm real happy about it. So,
Well, Freedom, I don't know what. Do you have any ideas what to do about this? Oh, Penny, here. You should probably read this. Pass it over to her.
Oh yeah.
oh my god, I don't want to touch that. Waterdeep Post.
Just read
Why is that
it.
here?
Read it.
So, is this a kind of move like a counterpiece in the Waterdeep Times and
I
an anonymous story by one of the vigilantes
I
just
would
makes it-
correcting the story?
I would hold off until we definitely have the evidence we need to sink Mr. Lith. I want to wait until Octavia gets these photos developed, and I want to see what they have in them. From there, we can plan our next course of action.
All right.
I'm just
That's probably smart.
I don't want to jump to anything until we know for sure what we can do. I'm sure those pictures will be plenty damning, but who's to say that Mr. Lith isn't going to try to push this off on somebody else? Have a fall guy, right? We need something linking this directly to Mr. Lith herself. So I want to see these pictures first and see what we can do from there.
That's fair.
What about the person she pushes it on? Are we in any position to try and help whoever that is out?
Well,
The article seems like it's going to be the environmental people.
Well, I'd rather that this get pushed on someone within her organization if it's going to get pushed on anyone. But I want to make sure I want the people who are actually responsible to be, brought to justice.
Yep.
So for now, let's wait and see what Octavia's pictures have, and we'll go from there.
All right.
We'll segue from there over to Octavia. Octavia, you get home. Your father is not home right now. He's at work, presumably, but who knows with how he's been recently.
We love fathers.
Do we?
Yep. Do I have a photo development lab in my house, or is that something I got?
Your family is rich enough and your father knows your interests that I will say yes, you have a photo development lab in your family's mansion. So you make your way to the photo development lab and just start developing the pictures that you took. As you're doing all of this, coming down from the ceiling, you see a spider on a thin strand of silk before your friend Belle appears in that space.
This will go well.
Hi, Octavia. Just been
I forgot that you like to do that.
sorry. Well, first, probably read this, and they show you the same article. So, I'm guessing that was you and your friends.
Yeah, we ran into a little bit of trouble and thought
Yeah.
we could take care of it.
So, in the middle of the night, while I was sneaking into my mom's office, some reporters from the Post showed up to interview my mom for this. So the good news is I had plenty of time to snoop around her office.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just, things are probably spiraling pretty quickly.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. This looks
okay.
pretty bad.
Let's take this one thing at a time, right? You asked me to snoop in my mom's office, and I have delivered not as much as I hoped I could. Here's the thing. My mom doesn't like keeping a bunch of evidence, apparently. So finding evidence of wrongdoing there was difficult. The only thing I found that was suspicious were these, and they hand over a collection of letters. These are all letters from someone named Alfonso Alexander. And they are very short and not extremely explicit. They just say things like, that job you gave me is done. Need more funds for the next job. So on and so forth. So I don't know how helpful that is because none of these letters say anything about what those jobs are.
Well, it may be helpful. Do I recall that name being in the ledger that we found in the office?
Yeah, make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, just straight intelligence?
Yeah.
16.
16. The name does sound familiar to you. You definitely want to finish developing your photos of that book to confirm, but you are pretty sure you saw that name in the book. It was very quick. Like you didn't like thoroughly read the book. You just flipped through pages and took pictures of them. So you think you saw the name, and you think you saw the name
frequently,
but you want to finish developing the pictures first.
Okay. I think it's gonna be okay. Well, these photos that I'm developing, in the warehouse there was an office with a ledger that seemed pretty sketchy and pretty damning. So hopefully these come out.
Yeah. Well,
thank you. Thank you for your help. I'm so sorry if this is gonna get you in trouble.
It's fine. I don't spend much time at home anyway, and I don't know if my mom noticed I was there at all last night.
How many reporters came, did you say?
Just a couple from the Post.
And what time did they show up?
It's late, middle of the night. You also asked me to see if there was anybody who would be willing to speak with you all from, the environmentalist groups.
Yes.
I have a maybe who might be able to speak with you if you still want to do that. But a lot of them seem hesitant or to talk to anybody. They seem, for lack of a better term, frightened.
Right, and I can't imagine that this Post article is going to help that.
But there's one person who may be willing to speak with y'all if you still want that.
Could you at least give me their contact information and we can try to reach out?
You can send a letter to this. Well, this is their address, and they hand you an address.
Okay. Thank you again. I'm really sorry that things went so poorly last night, but
Things went
we got-
fine for me. I was just worried about you.
well, what happened? That's not explained in the article. Those animals were already in the warehouse. We did not bring them in there. There was a tree ant that was the guardian in the forest, and they were very helpful. They were taken from the forest, and I don't think that's going to count for any testimony. I don't think we're going to get him back to the city, but
It'd be helpful if we could. I mean, if they were taken out of the forest, that's clearly a breach of this whole.
the only reason I looked into the warehouse itself is because I felt some magic on it, and we opened the door, and it was a silencing spell. There were many animals. I can't remember how many. I just give the numbers of what I saw and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I did take photos. They were all locked in cages, and hopefully we can use this as evidence that we didn't bring these animals in. But again, that's also risky because that's outing ourselves to turn these photos in.
Well, I know you'll figure it out. You've always been very smart. So.
Yes. Well, I really appreciate your help, and hopefully we can save the forest for you.
Thanks. Anyway, I better get going, but keep me updated if you can.
Of course. If you ever need anything, you know how to call Lexa.
Thanks. And they give you a hug, and then they leave. And then you continue developing the photos. Okay. Nyx, you are at Sanctuary's bar. It is it's a slow morning. You're not doing a food bank soup kitchen thing this particular morning. It's just isn't.
Just a normal day.
And Sanctuary, you come in late, but Sanctuary has been very lax about when you work, as long as things maintain being operable. He doesn't care that much. So yeah, you're there, you're just doing some like plumbing repairs. As you come out of the bathroom, Bowman and his coworkers come into the bar and order drinks and sit down at the table.
I'll go over. Hey, Bowman.
Nyx, I forgot that you started working here.
Yeah.
Are you serving at the bar?
No, I'm just fixing things.
Okay.
Were you also going to work though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dick. What a dick.
I hate him.
Not anymore? Or are you?
No, I quit, I guess.
Stu speaks up. Technically he got fired, but the rest of us quit.
Well,
There was an option and I took it. It was my choice.
sure. It's probably a good thing overall that you don't work there anymore.
Just been at that job for 10 years. Not freaking out at all.
Fuck off.
Vin said, "Oh, it's better than you know that we got out of there when we did."
Yeah. We could be actually fired.
Nick's
Oh, Nick's.
like inappropriately
Oh,
laughs.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Nick's Vin Stu Darnick.
Howdy.
Darnick's like, did you say she knows? Did you tell her?
Not willingly.
You don't tell anyone anything willingly, Bowman.
Yeah, that's true.
That's accurate.
We've known this guy for 10 years, and he's still never told us his last name.
It's Bowman. It's just
He's Bowman.
Nope, just Bowman.
Well, then
See?
why does Artie call you Bowman? Or
'Cause
Mr.
it's-
Bowman?
Because that's Artemis. I don't know.
Okay. Nix remembers what Bowman's favorite pie is, but Kelly is not remembering what Bowman's favorite pie is. Is
Blackberry.
it blackberry?
Blackberry.
Okay. Do you guys know what his favorite pie is?
They look amongst each other, and it's like, Bowman likes pie?
Apparently.
To be fair, Nick, it's been more of a working in a bar relationship. Not really anything outside of work. And
Sure.
By the way, with this conversation, Nix, you remember that you told your mom you guys would like come back last night and get
No.
the pie.
Yep.
I think I
But you would
said-
be home late, but you would be stopping back home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Late, a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
I think
next
I
day.
said we might be out. I think I said I may or may not be back.
Well, I said I was the DD and I was going to get you home safely, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I said or not, though. Maybe I said
think-
or.
I think I left it as like we might be out all night kind of thing.
Regardless, you recall.
No, but so Nyx just kind of goes silent for a while, trying to remember what exactly she told her mom,
Yeah.
and like loses track of the conversation.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, as you lose track, excuse me, Nyx?
Yeah. mhm.
Sorry, did you hear what I just asked you? And this is Ben, by the way, the halfling.
No.
I was asking how you knew Bowman.
Oh, just we've run into each other a few times, have mutual acquaintances,
Yeah.
parties.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
We've been to a party together.
Okay. Yep. That's that. You're not lying. You're not lying.
Nope. You're just making this sound weirder.
Yeah, Bowman, your friends are like looking back and forth and like, right. Okay.
Yeah. So, Bowman, what are you gonna do now? You gonna go find Artie?
No, I've been really working with a lot of people in the South Ward. Probably just working more with that for now. I mean, my expenses aren't really that high, and just a little insight. I've been working in with food banks and such, and I'll be okay.
Okay. Okay. It's your life. You do you.
Thank you. I appreciate you respect my choices.
Great. So after that, a weird moment as Nyx and Bowman see each other at Nyx's place of work.
It's like when you run into your coworkers at like a grocery store and you're like, hi.
Or somebody from high school, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to say hi.
Yeah.
That's why you always wear headphones when you're out in public.
Well, those aren't really a thing in this century, so
It's true.
Ooh.
Cutting away from there, Octavia, you finish, it takes a while, but you finish getting your photos developed. You're sort of going through them and examining them. And eventually you find the photos that you took of the logbook. And as you go through, you do notice that name, Alfonso Alexander, quite a lot. In particular, while there are other names in there, the only other names in this book are the names of people that bought goods that were moved into this warehouse. The only name associated with anything getting put in that warehouse is Alfonso Alexander. In other words, the only person related to the company that has any direct ties to this warehouse is Alfonso Alexander.
Okay. I would like to collect all of these. And did Artie give everybody his address?
Yeah, I mean, you were all there when Artie gave out the address, so.
Right. So could I get, I would like to collect everything and put it in like a folder or something and make my way over there, because I think I would have known they were all headed that way.
Yeah, and it's been a few hours because developing photos takes a lot of time. You had a lot of photos to develop, so it probably took you most of the day to do all that. Nix and Bowman, did the two of you plan on meeting up with the rest of the party that evening?
I'm gonna go home first.
Great.
And then head over.
Pick up some pie.
Yeah.
I think Bowman specifically said, "I'll pick up the pie on the way back." So I think of all Nick's home.
Okay, yeah, Nix and Bowman, you and your coworker, your I guess former coworkers, now just general friends.
Also, it was the awkward experience was when you see somebody from work who's hanging out with their friends and you're like, I don't know any of these people, but I know this person and I feel like I should say hi, but also I don't want to stay here.
Definitely. Yeah, the two of you make your way over back to Nix's house. When you get home, your Nix, your mother and father are both in the kitchen, and they turn and your mother's like, "Oh, Nix dear, how late did you get back? Didn't hear you come in."
We ended up crashing at a friend's place.
Oh,
but I'm sorry.
Okay, dear.
I should have sent a message in the morning saying that I was okay. But I did bring Bowman, because he also forgot that he was going to come pick up pies last night. So, yeah. Are those around?
Yes. And she comes in and hands Bowman the pie that she made for him.
This is good. Thank you again.
This is what got Bowman through today.
Of course, dear. And she reaches up on her tiptoes and pats Bowman on the arm.
Just the bottom of the elbow.
Yeah. Nix's dad is like looking at Bowman and is like, how do you do?
Good. It's nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. Friends with Nix, yeah?
Yeah, I would say Nix is a friend.
She get you into any trouble?
Nothing that we can't handle. Frankly, I think she's gotten me out of more trouble than not.
All right. Well, you keep each other out of trouble then. Don't need any more reasons for Nix to have a hard life.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Dad.
Dads.
He's like, are you two staying for dinner, or do you have plans with your friends tonight?
We do need to go meet up with them, but What's for dinner?
Good question.
Stew. Your mom like opens up a pot and is like just making a stew out of just whatever she happened to have.
Is there enough for the three of us to eat and Bowman?
Wait, I want to back up. Did we make it canon or not? Can Bowman fit inside the apartment?
Barely. He's
So Bowman's just
Big friendly giant.
yeah.
It's Ian McKellen hitting his head on everything.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I love your stew, Mom, I do think we're gonna head out and go meet up with our friends. But thank you.
All right, dear. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all your hospitality.
Of course, dear. Of course. And the two of you leave to go meet at Artemis's house.
As we're walking along, Nix, your family's great.
Yeah, I like them. That it helps that they're not too terribly overbearing.
I feel like they did a good job raising you.
Thanks.
Um,
Can you tell them that? Because sometimes I think they worry about me.
Oh God, I think you're the last person. Honestly, I worry about myself, and then I worry. Then you're the last person to worry about on the team, really.
Well, yeah, they
Rude. What's the ranking?
Penny is not here. Penny is
I
not-
know. This is Zuzu saying rude. What's the ranking?
Join us next week on Bowman's Ranking, how good the team is.
Make a tier list.
the two of you. The two of you make your way across town.
S tier, Nix's mom. B tier, the first of us.
No. S tier, Brian.
yes.
Rose Wilmington, Brian, Nix's mom.
No, Danny, Nix's
Danny
mom.
boy.
Yes.
The two of you make your way back across town to Artemis's house.
I'm presuming at some point. Is your dad still there?
I was just about to get to that.
Got it.
Penny, you, Artemis, and Janara have mostly just been like at Artemis's house for most of the day. Just like with freedom, just trying to stay calm, not go crazy, etc. Have some, time to chat. You're hesitant to make plans without the whole group there. But Artemis probably breaks out a couple of like games that he has or whatever, just to try to keep people distracted.
A few games. I tell the history of some of the furniture pieces that got shipped over from.
And he's drinking straight from the bottle at this point.
Yeah, he swapped out like a slightly lesser bottle for her.
Yeah, just gave her.
Just gave it to her. I'm just being the dazzling host, having fun.
Eventually in the afternoon, Penny, your father comes downstairs.
Wait, are there stairs?
Yeah.
So I can hear when he hits the stairs?
Yeah.
As soon as that happens, I'm gonna be like, everyone be cool.
What?
Round rules. Artemis, don't talk. Please don't open your mouth. Janara, you are allowed to talk. That's totally fine. I trust you. Also, Artemis, thank you so much for letting him stay here tonight. I really, really appreciate it. But also, please do not talk to my dad.
I'm the host. I can't. Mr. Presswell.
Yeah, he enters the room.
I'll go over. Welcome.
Oh my god.
Welcome. Hope you found your shake his hand. Hope you found your accommodations to your liking. Welcome. Please join us. Welcome to my home. Is there something I can get you to drink?
I was actually just hoping to speak to my daughter,
Oh, of
privately.
course. Yes, she has been so helpful. So helpful. She's actually writing a story for me. About my new exhibition coming up, Brightshield Gardens. It's going to be in the paper. And so we've been seeing a lot of each other lately. Anyway. Right. Any drink?
No, just a word with my dog.
I'll get you something. You seem like a man. I'll get you something.
Penny.
Brush off.
You sure you want to talk to me? Wouldn't want to inconvenience you.
Penny, Paul.
All right, fine. Sorry.
Shit, that was dad voice.
Do I have like a record player I can put on?
You because you barely spent any time here, so things are only like partially unpacked. So you start frantically looking for your phonograph because you have one. You like start frantically trying to find one.
Somewhere around here. When I do find it, I like put it on,
Investigation
but
check
it's
for
not.
me.
Oh, not in the thing. Oh, no. It's a 9 plus something.
Yeah, you
ooh,
start looking for this photograph like desperately, but you cannot find it in time before whatever conversation happens out in the hall happens. So all of you in the room get to overhear the conversation. Young lady, the way you spoke to me earlier today was not acceptable. But I have been lying to myself in believing that things weren't weird around home. If you say it's dangerous, then I will believe you.
Thanks.
Also, and he reaches into his pocket and he hands you a 10 talent note. Apologize, I don't have more money for you, landlord. And he goes back upstairs.
Oh, he goes back upstairs? Excellent.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Penny must have learned it from somewhere, right? Apparently it was her dad.
I feel like I was guilt tripped. Holy crap.
Yeah, Penny, you're just standing there staring at this money your dad just gave you. Good news, he believes you that the house is dangerous. Bad news, he still seems pretty fucking pissed.
Well, that's fine. At least he's safe in the house. I'll go back to the group.
Everybody's just standing there, just like.
No, we heard it.
I'll just stand in front and be like, everything's great. He seemed to believe me. So, that's great. Artemis, how much is it going to cost to hold my dad up here until I am sufficiently understood that our house is okay to go back to live in?
Ooh. You know what? Just the occasional dropping by and saying hello. Is he staying for dinner?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he wants to see me for the next 3 years. So.
Okay. I need to go order dinner. I don't have anyone to make dinner here, so I'm gonna go get someone. And everyone, please enjoy drinks. Freedom, you're welcome to stay for dinner as well. I will be back in 3 shakes of a Cormyrean lamb's tail. I'm gonna grab my shit and run out the door, and I'm gonna find some people to hire.
Yeah, you can either go the route of just like going to a restaurant, asking for basically ordering food to take home, or
I am looking
Artemis
for Danny
invents
Boy.
takeout.
I am
Hire
looking
him
for
for
Danny Boy
okay,
to be
yeah.
my very tiny little butler.
You know
and
where he
cook?
works because you've hired him a couple times now.
Exactly.
Yeah, you go to the like carriage rental service place, ask around. He eventually comes out. Yeah. Hi.
Danny boy,
Mr.
great to see you
Brightshield.
again. Listen, how much do you make in this position that you hold right now?
Like 7 talents a 10-day.
7 talents. You know, I think you might be worth just a little bit more than that. How would you be interested in 15 working for me?
What would I be doing?
I just got a house, you see. And it's not around horses, though maybe I could get some horses. You do have a way with them. I can think on that. But
It's okay if there's no horses. My allergies are apparently worse around them.
oh, I hadn't noticed. Have you any cooking experience?
No.
That'll be fine. Do you have any footman, doorman experience?
I know how to drive a carriage.
That is a step above some others you know. At 15, perhaps after a few more weeks you can convince me to give you a little more. Shall we?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, we gotta do the gilded dice for this.
I
one.
wish I went with you.
I want to know, how old is Danny again?
15.
He's like 12?
He's like 15.
Oh, he's
Okay, so
15. That's
He's
nice.
only like a couple years younger than Penny. Okay.
Very much younger than
Match made in
Penny.
heaven.
4 years younger than
All right,
Penny.
persuasion?
Are you sick?
Come
Yeah.
on, baby. You can do it.
I'll even say advantage because that's like a 100% raise.
Uh-huh. 26?
Sure, why not?
Right. Follow me. Is there anything else on the walk back? And I'm gonna crowdsource. Is there anything else that Artemis would need to tend to a house?
Groceries.
Food.
Yeah. I'll cook.
All right, we're gonna swing by the market.
You should get a chef because I don't know if Artemis knows how to cook.
I'm going to swing by one of the lower end like taverns or restaurants that I've played at before.
You're trying to think of like a good place to go for that. You don't want to go to any of the places that you like frequent all the time because then they're losing a staff member who can serve you when
Exactly.
you go there. But you want to find a place that you're familiar enough with that you know sort of who you're looking for. So let me go ahead and check.
Yeah, on the way there, I'm going to be like, Danny, this is your first lesson. All right. People
What-
always have something that they want.
Can I ask you a quick question, Mr. Brightshield?
Of course.
Now that you're my boss, what is my work schedule going to be?
Well, basically, I have an awkward question for you. Do you have a home? Apparently, that's a thing I have to ask people.
Yes.
You do? Oh,
Yes.
would you like to live in my house? Do you have a
No,
family?
I
How
live
many?
with my parents right now.
Would they like? A lot of people are moving into my house right now.
I don't think my parents want to move into
All right.
somebody else's house.
Do I know where you live? I don't think I know where you live. Anyway, this is the address. I give the address. If that's
Uh-huh.
near your house, then you're happy to jump on by, basically for the morning, stay there during the day, and then after we're done, you can head home.
Okay.
And your family's welcome to join. Are they cool? Are they all right? Are they weird?
Both my parents have jobs, so
Oh, fantastic. What do they do? Sorry, DM.
How much do they get paid?
Anyway,
How much do they get paid? Can they cook?
I guess.
They've probably served you before. Anyway. Oh boy. Smooth. I am smooth. I'm
So
experienced.
smooth.
Great.
So very smooth. Okay, where is that tavern? Hold on, there's a
I'm very
tavern.
impressed you haven't just made one up at this point.
I was going to make. I had one in my mind already that already exists, but I cannot find it. So I guess we're just making one up.
There's something about the dolphin. Something dolphin in my notes.
Yeah, that's a fairly nice place.
Oh, okay, not that then.
That's where you went on your date.
Yes.
It is.
Oh my
That
God.
I
is.
miss her.
You
Okay.
say you miss her?
Yeah, she was cool.
Rose?
Yeah.
Your one night
She didn't
stand?
say goodbye to me before she left. Artemis
Oh.
doesn't know she's gone.
Oh, must be familiar, right?
Amazing. Yeah, you eventually arrive at the Winking Lantern.
Winking Lantern.
A place you
Okay,
can.
I gotta write down my staff. Okay, Danny Boy, 15. 15 gold, not like his age. 15 gold. 15 gold pieces.
Things I know about Danny Boy. Secretive. Has a family and a home. Allergies around horses. Can't cook.
15.
No,
Right. So
Says he has a family and a home.
You arrive at the Winking Lantern, a place you've been to a few times. You don't frequent it. It's sort of a little out of the way place, hole in the wall, but decent enough food and drink.
fantastic. I'm going to, if there isn't like a way for me to like directly place an order to the kitchens, I'll wait at the bar and then just ask
Yeah,
to speak with the chef.
yeah. Chef eventually, you get the chef eventually to come out. You're able to put in an order for the night if that's all you're intending to do.
Oh, well, yes. Actually, I would like to place an order very quickly. One for me and one for my good friend here. And I place something really simple and easy,
Okay.
and quick. And I say, on top of that, my name is Artemis Brightshield. I'm relatively new in town. I just purchased a home.
I'm new in town.
Yeah.
New in town and looking for a friend. I'm new in town and I don't know if you're particularly satisfied with your position here. However, I do remember your food being quite excellent, and I'd be curious if you would be interested in becoming an in-house chef for my new estate, home, place of residence.
Oh. I mean, fairly sudden. I don't really know you very well.
And me, you neither. Your name is?
Thornton.
Thornton. I'm gonna wait before I write your name down because this might
Here's
not
a
go well.
stew.
Thornton Fredrickson.
Thornton Fredrickson.
Uh,
Anyway,
just seems very sudden.
abrupt, sudden. Yes, I do apologize at that. I've apparently overstayed my hospitality, and there are some people who could use some dinner at my home already. I'll pay extra for tonight.
How much are you offering for tonight?
Ooh. Oh, for tonight? Let's see, what would be a reasonable rate to offer, Ben? How much do I have? Oh, a metric crap ton. Great.
How much does Artemis think is a reasonable amount to offer?
Oh god. Artemis with no sense of money. He's in a bit of a pinch. But there are a lot of chefs. For the evening. And we're gonna have to swing by. All the supplies will be provided. I think I have a fully stocked kitchen.
Except
My
for the
goodness,
food.
I have a fully stocked kitchen. Except the food. We're gonna need to pick that up on the way. This is not Daniel, take no notes. This is not a very good one going on. 100 for tonight.
You don't have to roll a check at all. Why don't I go pick up the food? I'll bring it there and cook you a nice meal. How many
Most
people?
excellent. How many heads? Well, Daniel, myself. Well, I actually have to do basic math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus sanctuary.
Plus dad.
Or plus freedom.
Plus Penny's
Freedom,
dad.
Danny. What is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The 6 of you
9.
plus Danny plus Freedom plus Penny's dad is 9.
9.
If you just want
Wish I
to,
could have rolled for that.
if you just want to give me a little bit of that money as an advance, I'll go buy that food right away.
Absolutely. I'll give him 75 now.
He's not coming back.
Where's your house?
Oh yeah, wait, before I slip that, can I inside him?
Make
Is
an
he gonna
insight
show
check.
up? Oh fuck, 9.
He mostly just seems flabbergasted, and you don't.
Yep, and I said it, 75.
Okay. Yep. Could I have your address?
Absolutely. I give the address.
Yeah. He's like,
123 Fabulous Lane.
that's canon now.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah, I'll be there shortly. And
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
he turns.
Thornton.
He turns. He walks down to the bartender and says something, and the bartender says, "What?" And he glares
No, we
over
need to
to
leave
Artemis, and you and
Time to go, time
Danny
to go.
just like dip. Eventually, you all come together at Artemis's home to discuss everything going on. Those of you who haven't already yet read the article can read the article when you get there. You all eventually just sort of gather together, still in Artemis's sitting room. Eventually, Artemis arrives back with Danny in tow. Daniel.
Hello all, how are we? I've returned. With a friend. You all recognize him.
Hey.
Danny?
Hey, how's it going?
Wait, does he know what we look like? Aren't we usually wearing masks around him?
He drove you to the ball,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
so he knows what you look like.
Fantastic.
Hi
Now-
everyone.
Now, typically,
Artemis, you hired a getaway driver. Oh, smart.
different parameters this time. Actually, Danny Boy here is going to be the butler. We'll start you out at footman first, of course, but butler.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
It's going to go well.
Well, he seems psyched about it.
He's paying me twice what I was making as a carriage driver, so
I give him a high five.
I'm sorry, Bowman, that kind of information is reserved for people who work for me.
Okay.
I'm still mad.
eventually that cook does show up
Hell yes!
and goes into the kitchen and starts making dinner.
Oh, this could have been such a disastrous evening.
It's
we're
not
making do.
already a disastrous evening.
Poor Penny.
Oh, I'd totally forgotten about your thing.
Actually, Miss Percival, how is your father? Did we get contact with that?
The lieutenant? I don't know. I haven't. Freedom didn't say anything about whether anything happened at the house.
God, I'm so sorry. The house is fine.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
So I did overreact. Maybe I'm just a big overreactor, and oh my god. And I didn't have to get my dad in the middle of the night and totally confuse him and make him hate me.
Okay, there's a lot happened. Well, okay.
You didn't overreact.
Better to be safe than
And-
sorry.
And Freedom
My
says,
dad would disagree though.
and Freedom says, your dad may disagree, but I actually think this was the right choice. If the Watchful Order is watching your home, I'd recommend you not be there as much as possible.
Oh, I'm gonna be at my home. My dad needs to stay here, but I'm not living in my home.
So you're going to be the.
I'm just.
You are capable. I'm not saying you're not, but you're.
I know.
You're going to
I'm
be
just gonna check on it. I'm
alone?
not gonna sleep there. I'm just gonna check on it every once in a while, poke around, make sure everything's okay, make sure no one's broken into my home, make sure they haven't bulldozed it over. I at least want to check on it once a day to make sure they're not doing anything weird there. Like turning it into a torture chamber. Sure.
Do you think that might happen?
I don't have anywhere to live.
How many rooms do I have, Ben?
You've got at least 2 spare rooms.
I mean, in case you wanted to keep an eye on your father, I've got one more room. They share a wall, so you could scream at each other against the wall, although I'd ask you not to.
You can also
feel-
always stay with me. You have options.
I should be with my dad. I dragged him here anyways. Oh my god.
Don't worry, it'll just be like we're camping, but inside.
Oh my god. Listen. Oh my god. Maybe I should just stay at my house, to be honest. Maybe my dad and I should just go back to our house. Maybe that's safer than here.
Okay. It's up to you.
I appreciate it, Artie. If you will have us, I promise it's just going to be like a 10-day max until I figure out what's happening with the campus by my house.
Sounds good.
And I'll pay you. What do you want? Like, how much? You make a lot of money. I might not be able to afford this place. Do you have like a loan payment plan?
Not particularly.
Okay. We can talk price another time.
We can talk it another time.
Just,
You know,
I want
talking
to
money
remind
between
you
friends.
kindly.
It's
Yeah. I just want to remind you kindly that I like make not a lot of money, so just keep that in mind.
Sure.
Okay, great.
Eventually,
I mean, there's a good chance that I could just get my brother to just like subsidize everything. There's a good chance I'm gonna get him to subsidize these 2 that I just been hired. So
We'll figure it out.
more drink.
I love some.
I give her the good shit.
nice. Eventually, dinner is served. You all gather around the table. Over dinner, Freedom says, "Right. So we should probably figure out the next step. Artemis, could you tell your new staff members to,
Of course. Ooh. Fredrickson. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you, it's delicious. I do hope that you'll come back tomorrow morning. I can't afford $100 every night, but for the time being, how about 10 gold a day? For the time being, I can renegotiate with.
Well, that's 100 gold a 10-day, is what you're telling me. I'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Brightshield.
Have a good night.
Bowman, I assume this is not a private conversation. You're in. Bowman goes, oh God. Oh.
Hey, Artie, do you need anything fixed?
I don't know. I haven't actually seen the house that much. If
Well,
I've
if
missed something,
you-
I can let you know, though.
If you're ever in an emergency, just call me. We can work out a deal.
All right. Danny, thank you so much. Do you mind swinging by in the morning? We'll have our first Butler lessons.
All right.
Have a good evening. You've done splendidly. Don't know exactly what he's done tonight, but he's done splendidly.
He
Yeah, what did Danny do tonight?
He also.
I presume he held a coat at one point.
Yeah. He maybe ran Penny's father's plate up to his room because he didn't come down for dinner. After they both leave, Freedom says, "All right, Miss Beret, I'm told you have photos."
Yes. And I think they'll help clear us. Because I have photos of a ledger that shows people buying out of this warehouse and a bunch of photos of these animals in cages.
As you throw the photos on the table, she starts looking through them. She looks at the dead bodies. She looks at the animals. She very carefully goes through the photos of the ledger. Right. So I've been thinking about this a lot today. While it's not ideal that the involvement of 6 vigilantes made it to the paper, they don't know who you all are still. So that's a plus. That's a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to rush these photos out until we have enough of a case for Marius to prosecute Fiala with. Now, looking through all this name Alfonso Alexander sticks out to me.
Yes, and my friend Belle, the child of Fiala. That took me too long to get to. They found letters in Fiala's office, not very long or detailed, but thanking her for business from Alfonso.
You hand Freedom the letters. She looks through them. I'll trust your instincts on this, but from my point of view, we need something a little more concrete tying Fiala to all of this. I think in court, Fiala will be able to hire some very good defense attorneys who can argue that Alfonso Alexander did all of this on his own volition, hid it from management at Mr. Railways, and that these letters are circumstantial. We don't know what they're about. They could be about anything.
Of course.
It looks bad. It looks bad on Mr. Railways, but I don't know that it's enough to actually convict Fiala. My instinct is I want something more concrete linking Fiala and this Alfonso Alexander, but I have no clue who he is. That's my personal opinion on the matter, but I'll trust your judgments on this. What do you all think the next step should be?
I think we need to look into Alfonso, whoever this guy is. See if we can find anything more about him that would connect who he might be.
I do have just an idea.
Bowen reaches back into his coat and pulls out 6 railway workers' uniforms, just throws them on the table.
I got these. Don't ask where. If we
Well,
want
they
to
don't
use them.
smell good.
Were those what the zombies were wearing?
Miss Percival, I know you're a reporter, but do you want to know the answer to this?
No.
Okay.
Are they like ripped up, or are they like in okay condition?
I think Bowman tried to pick the best ones.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
not
even the
great.
best ones were a little worn, but they could probably be patched and washed.
Do they smell like dead people?
Yeah, they smell bad. They would have to be washed.
I'm gonna put these back just because the odor, but
Yes,
Um,
please.
but just an idea. If we want to get a little closer, that is.
Okay.
I'm always ready for some sort of performance. So
I will also say, you know, there are plenty of avenues you can all go down in terms of the investigation. Things you can look into. Those uniforms might be helpful for sure, but I don't know what the right move is next other than finding out who Alfonso is. I don't know if Alfonso is involved in this particular bit of illegal activity for Mr. With Railways. What's to say he isn't involved in other illegal activity for Mr. With Railways? Perhaps looking into some of the other things that I mentioned a few nights ago might yield some results.
It's worth a shot.
We don't know what this person is, if they're even real.
No.
Cool.
we can do
I
some
guess we
digging
can-
tomorrow.
Yeah, poke around in our circles.
I can check the Waterdeep archives.
Great. Freedom sort of just continues eating and enjoying her meal, but you know, she doesn't necessarily have any more input on planning beyond this unless you say something specific or ask her any questions, but that's sort of what she
Bowman, do you have a place to wash those uniforms?
Oh yeah, I can take care of that.
Okay.
I don't want to assume anything, Bowman, but I just want to double check that you taking care of them isn't just throwing them in a river and taking them out.
No, I'd get the water from the river and then wash them.
Okay, I'm just double checking. So
You're
it's
also
river
welcome
water.
to wash them at my place. It's far from the first time I've had clothes get bloody and disgusting after a fight.
Oh, well, that's nice, but I'm planning to take care of it. Also, Miss Percival, I am 60 years old. I have washed. I've done laundry before.
Okay, but the river water that is polluted is what you're using.
And soap.
Freedom speaks up and says, Penny, some potentially bad news. If you've drank any water in the city, you've had polluted water.
Yeah, but it's filtered.
What's a filter?
Sure, if that
Filtered water.
if that helps you feel better, sure.
My mom always said it was filtered water. Although she also said it was the watchful order that filtered that water on our behalf, so maybe I shouldn't have.
Which is weird for a police, sector to do something like that.
Yeah.
Artemis,
She's seen a lot of things.
as surreptitiously as possible, has just pushed his water glass slightly farther away from him. You will be drinking only wine from here on out.
He's gonna be so dehydrated.
Uh-huh. Oh my god.
You
Anyway,
can always just boil that water and then let it cool down and yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Or just
At
do
home.
this. And Bowman holds up a glass and just cast purify food or drink on it.
Well, we can't all do that now, can we, Bowman?
I don't know.
Some of us, well, some people here could get in trouble if somebody saw us doing that.
Yeah, you just gotta work on your sleight of hand. That's all. Which is Bowman for insight. Bowman has a 0 for sleight of hand.
And Nyx has a +9 for
Yeah, I
sleight.
plus 4.
Yeah, telling the rogue to work on their sleight of hand.
yeah. Bold move, Paladin. Anyway. So you're gonna do
Okay, so we-
something with the uniforms, but
Don't know
Do
what.
we have any other ideas?
I think we should look into Alfonso
think
tomorrow, and then we can
Alfonso
make
is-
more ideas.
A good path.
did you want any reminders on what Freedom told you like just a couple nights ago?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
She told you about the litigation with Crypt Garden,
Right.
and what was going on there. She also told you about the big, like, major express rail line that Mistralith Railways is building, and the buying up of property in some of the small communities around Waterdeep, and unsure if there was any extortion or anything involved with that. Those were sort of the two main like pieces that Freedom mentioned as good leads to find out illegal activities Mr. Railways was involved in. And then
we want
she,
to talk to the farmers. I forgot about that.
and then she mentioned the real estate deals between Mr. Railways and the Watchful Order.
Is Crypt Garden a place that would have be a tourist destination? Is it like a national park, national forest?
Yeah, so I mean the national there is sort of a national park service.
Sure,
Right,
some trails, some campgrounds.
Yeah. So it's a tourist destination, but maybe not the biggest tourist destination. And I don't think there's a train station that would go right there. You'd have to travel to either take the train to a nearby town and then catch, a carriage from there, or just take a carriage the whole way. Or hike the whole way there.
Artemis has so many blisters from walking back today. I wouldn't mind poking around there just to see what's actually happening there. If anyone wanted to come with, just make a day of it.
Well, I got some free time.
I'm free tomorrow, right?
Great. I'll bring Danny. It'll be good for his health.
Take him out into nature.
Maybe he can stay behind. Yeah, we could go there and just see what's going on, see if there are people there that might be able to tell us some more on the ground things, some opinions about what they've seen. And if all else fails, we get a nice clean air day out of it. Good little vacation.
So you all are planning, just for my sake, you're planning to go to Crypt Garden tomorrow.
I have a question. What property
That
is
works.
being bought out for the express line? Which ward is that?
So the express line, they're buying up property in like small towns outside of Waterdeep. It's going to be an express line
Oh.
connecting several major trade hubs.
Right.
The nearest town that's sort of like in the path of that is a small town called Rassalanter.
So is that really far away if it's on like outskirts?
By train, couple hours at most.
Okay. I kind of also want to talk to the farmers in that area to see about the property that's been bought out. If we want to split up tomorrow.
Well, someone needs to go check the archives and see if we can find anything about.
Yeah, I was gonna do that in the morning and then head out.
Okay.
before
We
I
could do
leave.
this over the next several days so that we're all kind of together in case something does happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if we should
Billion
split up
zombies.
too terribly much.
So we could lay low tomorrow while you get a chance to look things over. You guys can do some digging, ask some questions. I can work to get a trip planned for the next day. And then we can all go, make a day of it.
Artemis, I will remind you, tomorrow's 30th. Day after, I believe,
Oh no,
If
is that already?
is your grand opening for Brightshield Gardens.
Okay, never mind. Retract everything I've said. I have, so much money to spend. Fuck. What?
So maybe we do divide and conquer a little bit.
Oof.
Freedom says, I like what Artemis said about sticking together if you've got some dangerous enemies. I don't want any of you to get hurt. Obviously, time is of the essence, but if you need to wait another day, I'd rather you wait another day and do this safely than rushing into it.
I have an idea. Tomorrow, we do stuff around the city. So, like, go look at the archives, go talk to the farmers, because that's not like terribly far away. And like maybe find some. Do we know that Artemis's thing is opening the day after tomorrow?
I think he's told all of you.
Okay.
Yeah, I've mentioned to y'all.
Weren't we all invited?
So, no.
Gross.
And I was hoping to have more time to think of an explanation for why that he could tell you.
I think Nyx just assumed that she was not invited. But
So am I
Exes-
just gonna hide upstairs during the party and be quiet?
No,
It's
we
not
need.
here. is it?
Oh.
It's not here.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
here.
So like over the next 2 days, we can work on archive stuff. We can work on talking to farmers. We can work on maybe talking to the people who work at the train yard and like just see if we can get any information out of them using like the uniforms that Bowman grabbed. Like what if they heard about what we did last night and like how if they knew that those animals were there, that kind of stuff. And then I will talk to Sanctuary and see if I can get a day off before the next 10 days up, and we could all go. You guys, the reporters could say that you're looking at a case all day, and the rest of you, I don't know what you would be doing during the day, but I assume you would be free. But we could go to the forest then, like maybe in not tomorrow, not the next day, but the day after that. I don't know what the days of the 10-day are called.
They don't have names.
Okay.
The
Day
next
1 day,
one,
2 day, 3 day, 4.
1 day,
Okay.
2 day.
Yeah.
So on the third day from today,
Yeah, I think I can work that.
The second day of the 10-day.
Right.
So the day after the party.
Day after the party.
By the way, the day of the party is a big holiday in Waterdeep. It's a gift-giving holiday called Caravans.
So I should probably be at home with my family on that day.
It's very reminiscent of so Caravans is a traditional holiday that used to celebrate the first day that weather was warm enough that like caravans could return to Waterdeep. Caravan travel isn't really a thing anymore, but the holiday is stuck around. And it's a big gift-giving holiday. Families hide gifts for their children in the house and say it was delivered overnight by Old Carvis, a mythical peddler who arrived with the first caravan to reach Waterdeep.
Wow.
Nice.
So it's a gift-giving holiday, family holiday, that sort of thing. And also, just as a sidebar, this whole next 10-day is a group of holidays called Joaquin Tide. So Caravans is on the first day. On the 5th day is Golden Night. It's basically Black Friday. Golden Night is basically Black Friday. Businesses are open all night with crazy sales and promotions and stuff. So that's on day 5.
What was that called? You said
Golden Night. Then on day 7 is like the end of the fiscal year. And it's called Guilds Meet. And it's when big corporations and businesses and stuff like get together. They talk about any new policies of the year. They talk about their earnings for the year. Those sorts of things. So that Guilds Meet is the end of the fiscal year, basically. And then the 10th day of the upcoming 10-day is Tax Day.
Yeah. So that's not a holiday.
And that's called Lay Ruin.
Sure.
So yeah, the next 10-day is going to be busy. This past 10-day has been a big sailors festival, but most of you don't have anything to do with the water, and Bowman unloads ships, so he's seen it and he's been involved in it. That's actually why he had to move out of his houseboat. But yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to be very busy next week, and I'm only realizing now. So I wanted to make this little club at Brightshield Gardens that the who's who could rub elbows, and then we could learn some information and know who they are and maybe use to get information. But also it's just nice to have power. Since there's some vacancies now that are kind of our causing, and I would rather me take, or one of us take that than someone else. So I guess what I'm saying is, this is super late notice. If you want to come, it's going to be black tie, and they can't really know that, like, I don't want to scare off people by thinking that there's, people that don't belong there. And probably too many, reporter types that they're not going to be super happy with. So however you want to play or not play that, you're both smart. Wow, I feel very uncomfortable right now. Hey, want to come to my party in 2 days? Let's start with that.
Do you want help setting up?
Yes, please.
It may
I
be
presume,
beneficial.
oh my god, I presume they've been setting up.
You've got staff there that you haven't gone in to meet yet.
Ooh. I'm gonna be very busy next week. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow.
Are you gonna invite Alfonso?
if we know how to
I think we do.
reach
If we
him.
know
I
his
mean,
real
for all we
name.
know, that
Faerun.
would be sending an invitation to someone that doesn't actually exist.
Hmm.
And that's a red flag.
Find out more about him tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
we'll look into him.
if he's
Is the
Real.
day of gift giving
Believe enough?
tomorrow, Ben?
No, that's so tomorrow's the 30th.
Okay.
All of
okay.
this starts the 1st. So the
Next,
gift giving
sure.
holiday is the 1st.
Okay. Great. Everything will be fine. I'm not panicking at all.
All right. It sounds like you all have a plan, a course of action. Not to make you all worry or anything, but if there's any chance of bringing down Fiala before guilds meet, that would actually be pretty great. Look real bad for the company if right before the end of the fiscal year, their CEO gets arrested for a bunch of crimes.
I invited her, right?
I don't know if you invited her. You were thinking about it, but you didn't specifically invite. You mean Fiala or Freeman?
Yeah.
I don't think you specifically invited her. You were thinking about it, but I don't think you specifically invited her yet.
Should I invite her?
You could certainly try.
Sure.
He crowdsources. Great. Oh boy. How to play off. Artemis will come up with a great way to play off that that's not a last minute invitation.
Yeah.
He's done this before.
It got lost in the mail.
Darn post off. Anyway.
If it doesn't happen by then, it doesn't happen by then. But I think I'm gonna make the biggest splash if we can bring them down before then.
Well, we'll see what we can find out tomorrow, and hopefully that'll give us another foothold.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I had a long night last night. I'm going to go home for the night.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Freedom.
Thank you again, all of
Do
you.
you want to take a bottle with you?
That's okay. I'm worried I would not be able to hold on to it on the way home.
Sure.
Freedom, when you go home, do you live by yourself?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, I live down in Dock. Actually, and she turns to you, Bowman. Actually, I live. Are you, Bowman? You're familiar, I assume, with what is that little thingy thing about that? I assume you're familiar with Three Daggers Alley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I live just off of that. Just off of there.
That doesn't sound like a great place to live.
It's actually good for privacy because very few people want to go through an alley where three magical daggers just appear out of nowhere and attack passersby. So,
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
I think I remember one of the new people at the docks went down there and never heard from him again. So,
yeah, that happens. Some people do it as a dare.
yeah, he was like pretty young too. So I think it was like a stupid young thing.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good for privacy, but that's what I mean when I say I would be worried about dropping that bottle of wine.
How do you make sure that you don't get hit with three daggers?
Lots of practice.
Okay.
How do you think I lost this horn? No, I'm kidding. That's not what happened. Anyway, I'm gonna.
How did you lose the horn?
You can't just ask someone how they lost their horn.
Miss Persuo.
Not quite drunk enough to. I'm drunk enough to joke about it. Not quite drunk enough to tell the story. Anyway, I'm gonna go.
Reasonable.
And she leaves. Anything else for the rest of you tonight?
Just drink a lot of wine.
I guess I have to clean up because I dismissed the people who would clean up.
I'll help you, Artie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll help.
Oh,
What
Bowman,
does
Bo-
dish
Bowman,
soap look like?
Bowman pulls out a pie and just puts it out on the table, and just starts cutting it up.
Great. Yeah, you all have some real good blackberry pie for dessert. It's very tasty.
Bowman takes it. It's so good. It's so good.
Omen, anytime you are craving blackberry pie, just let me know.
I'll make a note of that next. Thank you.
You all
Penny's gonna save her slice, and then later that night she'll put it outside her father's door and knock on the door, and then go to her room.
okay? Yeah, you'll help Artemis clean up. You all go, unless anybody has anything else they'd like to say to each other. Those of you who are leaving for the night, leave for the night. Go back home. Penny, you
Bye.
drop off your pie slice outside your father's temporary room. Artemis, you're going up to your room, and you see her doing that before she goes to retire to her room. And
I
then
just live in Artemis's house right now.
just live in Artemis's
How
There
house.
are
did
worse
this-
places.
Possibly happen. Was it not last episode I said I will never sleep within 100 feet of Artemis?
Yes, you
Yep.
did.
And Artemis said, I'll take that back.
Yeah. And then Artemis, you continue up to your room on the third floor, and settle in for the night. And with that, we'll go ahead and end tonight's episode. No big crazy dreams tonight. No super bad thing happening right at the tail end tonight. Just you're all going to bed.
Unless your name is.
And you're all going to bed, getting a good night's sleep, and it's great. Anyway,
Oh, it was ominous.
I have to leave off
And
you
It's
feeling very nervous because that's my job. We'll see you all next time. Have a good night. As the party members depart Artemis's townhome for the evening, one by one making their ways home, none of them realize they are being watched by an invisible devil. Mordai, who once presented himself as a possible ally, carefully observes the party members leave and head home for the night. Once satisfied that everyone has left, he too departs, making his way across town to the Sea Ward, to the estate of Lance Margister. The horned devil makes his way through the halls of the estate, past paintings and statues and vases and other signs of the family's long history as nobility in Waterdeep, before eventually arriving to a sitting room. The well-appointed sitting room has several comfortable chairs and couches, all upholstered in dark velvet. In the center of the wall opposite the door is a fireplace, a flame burning within. Above the mantel is an ancient, weathered banner featuring the seal of House Margister, the talon of a great bird, and the house motto, "Nothing is beyond our grasp." Standing in front of the fireplace, arm resting on the mantel, is Lance Margister himself, sipping from a glass of brandy. His wavy brown hair is still immaculate, but he wears dark red house robes, comfortable at the end of the day. Without looking over his shoulder, he says, "Well?" Mordai becomes visible before answering. "I can confirm that it is indeed the same ones that killed Marivaldi. First Bloodkeith, then Marivaldi, and now they're targeting Mistralath. Very curious indeed. Should I be worried?" "I would assume that their targets are connected in some tangible way. I do not think they will target you. Still, they are clearly bleeding hearts. I doubt they would take too kindly to the idea that you and I have a deal together." Lance nods thoughtfully. "Fair enough. Continue to keep an eye on them at a distance, then. If it looks like they'll become a problem, we may have to do something about it. But for now, everything they're doing is beneficial for me, whether they realize it or not. As you say, Magister. Were you able to confirm if they have any accomplices? Yes, it seems they have an associate helping them. A tiefling woman, missing half of one of her horns. Ah, one of Vinny's lieutenants. I doubt he'll be very happy to hear that she's involved in this sort of thing behind his back. But he'll have to stay his blade for the time being. Lance turns around to face Mordai. Very well, that is all. Mordai raises a ridged eyebrow, and his eyes begin glowing slightly. That is not all, Magister. The terms of our contract are up soon. You and your family have only made it as far as you have because of our help. But you seem to have lapses in your memory of who is in charge here. Need I remind you what happened to your father when he failed to renew our contract on time? Magister shifts uncomfortably, and his face grows noticeably paler. Not at all. I will renew our contract on time as usual. I already have some sacrifices in mind. Mordai smiles widely. For your sake, I hope you do, Magister. I hope you